I don't know if everybody knew, but January is Thyroid Awareness Month. And so I want to make sure I talk about that going into the new year and what the thyroid actually does. One of the key pieces what the thyroid does is it is going to help to contribute to energy levels. So this time of year, if you're feeling more fatigued, it may be coming from the food that you're eating. But once you've cleaned up the diet and you're starting to exercise and that energy levels still haven't rebounded, the thyroid is one of those glands that produce hormones that are going to control and work to give you more energy. And so there's a lot of different things you can do when we're looking at that. Medically, they're going to take and test your TSH, which is actually produced by a different organ, and it tells your thyroid to be producing those hormones. And so if you've had the panel actually done and they didn't actually test your T3 and T4, that's the hormones that the thyroids are producing, that's something that should be evaluated for, because if they're not producing, if those are not producing at the levels they should, you may be having those issues, okay? So that's on a medical side of it. What we see very, very commonly within the office is a patient who comes in, they tell me they sit 8 hours a day, they're like this, okay? They're spending 5 hours a day looking down on their cell phone, and what they're training within their neck is this. And what happens when we lose that curve in the neck, and the neck looks like this when we take a look at it, is the nerves that come off of the spine go to the thyroid, okay? They're going to go to your parathyroid. And so if those nerves are getting choked off because of a structural problem in the neck, the message is never going to get to the thyroid for it to be producing those hormones correctly. And so then you're going to have energy issues. You're going to have stiffness, pieces like that up in the neck. And there may even be some numbness and tingling down into the hand. And so I always question first and foremost, the power of that nerve, is it on? Is there something putting pressure on that nerve because we no longer have the normal curve? We've lost that curve and it's coming forward because of a posture related thing, a lifestyle related things where we're spending way too much time looking down and we're not actually doing positive things to keep the mobility in that curve in the neck. So super, super important when we're looking at that. Instead of just getting on an artificial medication to produce those hormones and actually addressing an underlying cause if it is there. Is it a structural problem? Is it a loss of a curve? Or is it just that your thyroid is not producing those hormones that it should be? And there's certain supplements and things like that that you can be doing to get the thyroid to be producing those correct hormones. So just a little bit of insight going into the month of January, especially with it being Thyroid Awareness Month. There's a lot of options, a lot of different ways that you can attack trying to get those nerves working correctly, get the thyroid working correctly. Because ultimately, if I'm going to take the medication and I'm going to take the supplements, but my neck still looks like this, the power to that organ is not there. So we need to work to get that back, pressure off that nerve, so the body can actually function. So if you need more information, easiest way to see what's going on in there is to take a quick picture. And what I mean by that is take an x-ray, see if we've lost that curve, if there's pressure on that nerve that's going out to that organ, and ultimately figure out a plan to, if it is there, to fix it in the long haul. So check us out on the web at projectwellnesscompany.com.